Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Aquarius, we're connecting with your starseed family this week. We are going to find out what you're being asked to do, what you should embrace or move towards to activate this, what you should soften your grip on or change your concept of to allow things to flow more freely. I'm going to use a few different decks. I'm using a brand new deck. It's the the Lace of Destiny Oracle deck. I started using it, was it Libra? I think it was Libra, yeah. We're using that. I'm using the Shaman deck as well as the Ethereal Tarot. And we are starting with none other than the Starseed Oracle deck, considering we're trying to connect with your Starseed family. So let's get started, Aquarius. Aquarius, I've never seen such a beautiful message of encouragement. It's just so beautiful. There's a few different ways that this is coming through, and I will try to describe how I see the circumstance being for you. But I will say that you are being encouraged not to worry too much about, I'll describe what I think those are for some of you. And just focus on love and happiness. It's just, that is honestly, if there's a bunch of, it almost feels like to me that you're on the cusp of making some sort of major change. Or you're thinking to yourself, something's got to change here because this isn't working out. And you're fretting about it. Like you're so focused on the one thing that you think isn't working out, that not realizing your real power here is the love that you put into everything else that you have more control over. Okay, so yes, you're being encouraged, I want to say, to take a journey, to dive into life here. Okay, what I'm going to say is this could be, for some of you, this could have something to do with a child. I'm going to give you an example that I kind of see in the cards that reminds me of a lot of what my own friends kind of go through, particularly at this time of year when kids are out of school. A lot of people are working from home, a lot of people are working and trying to balance that. Kids aren't in camp all the time. You can't keep them busy constantly. There could be even some of you like just worrying about this aspect that I'm seeing where, am I giving enough to my child? Am I balancing things enough with them? Or, because where I want to go with this is, like, a lot of kids end up spending more time on electronics than a lot of us would like. And it's just, some people, it's just their circumstances. You've got two people that are working, and they might be working from home, but when you have to have, like, I had a friend, she had to have a meeting with, like, the CEO and someone else, like these online meetings with really big people, because that pays the bills to keep a roof and food in those bellies and over those heads, right? It's a practical thing, and I'm not calling anybody out for it. It happens to me sometimes. It happens to everybody. The most important thing to remember here is the perspective, okay? This is not going to matter as much as the journey of happiness that you take and the love, the nurturing that you put into that child. And I'm saying child because you do have a Page of Pentacles over here. I'll show you. You have the Page of Pentacles, you have the Death card, and you have the Devil. So it just feels like a cycle. There's something here like the lotus flower, make your life a canvas, the ghost dance. Some of you may even actually be dealing with a death in the family and trying to help your kids through it as well. This could be the death of a pet. This could be the death of someone closer. Yeah, this could even be things from the past as well. There is a heaviness to this energy. Like, I want to say as well, if there's some of you may have had some certain dreams. Here, they become ghosts now, too, with the death card, about where your kid would go to school, where maybe you wanted to go back to school. Education, what you could afford or not afford. I just really see this page looking at this pentacle. So there could be something here too, like even dreams that start off very small. You know, it's just the beginning of a dream, it's the thoughts of a dream, it's a small investment towards something, and then that comes to an end. But there's this feeling like, right, because the devil comes in next, as if you don't have a lot of control over here. It's this toxic energy that comes in. The best way that you can alleviate that for yourself, I mean, like this card, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. This is just putting as much love as you can. It's kind of too not even realizing perhaps how much of your love makes a difference, right? Just for any parents out there that are dealing with similar situations, I want to say there can be children that are constantly sort of entertained or being invested in ways like camps and things like that, or keeping them busy, keeping their experiences big as well, but they may not be getting any love and nurturance. I saw a lot of that actually when I used to, I had an art studio where we taught kids how to draw and paint and do different types of art. And there were kids that were so overprogrammed. It was just incredible. There was this one child went to a very prestigious private school. Yeah, very prestigious. Mostly, like from what I learned, was mostly political diplomats and things like that who were sending their kids there. And very expensive school. Yeah, like you think you're probably looking at about $100,000 a year to send your kid there. Because there's a lot of private schools that are not that expensive. But this one was very expensive. This child was so exhausted and so drained. And the parents were constantly keeping this kid busy. This kid, I sat down and talked to him one day because he just always seemed so tired. And he went to his private school, but after regular school curriculum was over, he had every day after school, he had badminton or he had volleyball or he had something, which, it's great, because that's great too if parents finish work later. But then a taxi would come and pick him up from that and then bring him to like us. Or that wasn't every night, but then it would bring him to something else. He never went home after school. And he was so overprogrammed, so over curriculums. And his parents would finally come and pick him up and they would bring food for him to eat. They would pull him out of the art class for a few minutes and he would have food and then he would be put back in. And I thought that child just needs to sit at home and be bored sometimes. He just needs to feel loved. So I'm not going to sit on that too long because I know not all of you have kids and not all of you that's your situation. But I will tell you that the most important thing here is the journey of happiness. Everything else, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like with this perspective card to pull out, none of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. Maybe some of you, because you do have the Fool here also, with what you need to soften your grip on, that you might even think that there's certain things you're cutting out of your life. I honestly feel like you guys are being catapulted towards something. And you might be feeling like there's some plans that never really got off the ground. Or if this has something to do with a child and moving them out of like maybe even their school area. I don't know. But it's literally the love that you put into what you're going to be building in the future. If there's someone or anyone around you that is sort of like a dependent or you support them, the other stuff, it doesn't matter. It really honestly is the love. And I think, you talk to kids as well. And as they get older, they don't remember. I bet you that child won't really look back fondly at all those activities he did. He might be really well-rounded in terms of having a lot of different abilities and his brain being really developed. But in one area, there's probably a big part of very intimate social emotional development that isn't taking place for that child. This is the big thing here, is to really focus on that. Your journey here, you have a journey towards happiness, love, stability, beautiful abundance, and this abundance will be measured in things that you shouldn't even worry about right now. That's what I got, okay? So the underline for the starseed is jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure. Say yes to change. See what I mean? And you have Fool. Like, look at this differently. This is what soften your grip on this, because you also have the Winter card that came out with that, to soften your grip on, change your concept of, you're not alone. Winter, witness. I feel like too, you might be going on some sort of a journey here, or there's some sort of a lack. You definitely, what you're being asked to do in some ways is to kind of face this head on and see it for what it is. And then once you do that, you can have a perspective on it and focus on the happiness, focus on the journey. The situation for you involves happiness. Believe it or not, the universe is trying to guide you towards happiness also. But right, and maybe you're seeing this as, because change your concept on this. Maybe you're doing this on your own. You're not. Even if you feel like you're doing something on your own, but you're going to a new community, you're going to a new job, you're doing something different. What you need is going to be there for you. Who you need is going to be there for you. In a sense, you're being witnessed. You are a witness to your own life. Like, just, yeah, this is really not to worry so much. I would say not to worry so much, which is also interesting because the underline for the Shaman Oracle deck, you have the Crow, you have the Beauty Way, you have the Seer. I want to stop right there because these cards came out and somebody's extended, but they came out in a different order. But these three came out together, but in a different order. So they've been reshuffled and they found themselves together, but telling a slightly different story here, because you will be shown the beautiful way and you will see through the smoky window. It's smoky, yeah, smoky mirror. Maybe it is a smoky window. Maybe your windows are foggy where you are. Maybe you need new windows. Maybe the seal is going on the windows, but you will see through this. You will be shown the beautiful way and you will see beyond the illusions. Okay, and this is interesting too because the Three of Swords and the Moon can be about dealing about unknowns, fears in those unknowns, the illusions that our mind can play with us too, and then like the heartache in that, the heartbreak in that. This is, yeah, I've never seen such a beautiful message about these things that you worry about. How you may be, it could even be too, I want to say, the rebirth here. I don't know why this, because honestly, it's funny. Maybe this is coming in so strong. These two areas, I'm trying to finish, I'm not getting my sentence is finished here. The area that you're being asked to do comes off so strong here, doesn't it? It really is. And it's interesting the way the position of this page is sitting. It really resembles like the positions in this death card. And the rebirth, it's almost like anguishing over it because there's 2 points in the death card. It is the ending of something, but it is the new beginning that takes place. And you do have the lotus flower. But these ghosts are sitting around you. Maybe you should go to the Libra reading and kind of incorporate that. It was about dancing away the ghosts of the past, bringing up this high frequency energy for yourself and removing any sort of negative energetic ties that you might have with things from your past that are holding you back or getting into your head. Your life is a canvas. Allow it to flow and paint. Even as I said that, like the art that I talked about, you know, how this could be playing out that way. And maybe that's even yourself. Maybe you're just looking at yourself and saying, God, I've kept myself so busy. There's certain projects that I'm not getting done. And maybe you're being too hard on yourself. You're like, oh, this isn't going to take off. This is not important. It's not important. What is so important? But okay, before I get there again, the reason I feel like this is such a big energy for this spot is regardless of how big or small these things might be, they feel big to you. They feel big to you, and then they feel like there's something that feels like it's a factor for you that holds you back from a new beginning. But the thing is, it's not. It's not. If the perspective is, if you could zoom out and really see that at the end of the day, the most important thing is love here and happiness and joy and the emotional investment, and the even, I want to say, the things that we feel and do to create love. You know, I mean, it doesn't get more important than that. It really doesn't, because that's what you take with you when, you know, you're laying on your deathbed. I would imagine, you would think, right? The parents of that child, he was, yeah, so overprogrammed. And I just think to myself, is it to a point where they won't have a connection with him? They won't have really a relationship with him. I'm just, you know, I mean, I'm just sort of seeing a snapshot of a child that I just saw for a few months, obviously, right? But, and he would just express how tired he was and all the things that he was doing. And I would think, wow, I didn't do it. I kind of, in some ways, wouldn't say envy, but I thought, wow, it's kind of lucky to have those opportunities, because I didn't have those as a child growing up. I didn't have any extracurricular things that I could do or that my parents could afford. But just to see the other side of that, to see a child with so much financial resources behind him, but nobody investing any love into him. Again, these don't have to be around a child, but it could be around even projects, things, small things that you've wanted to do for yourself that don't feel like they get off the ground. The universe is definitely trying to get you going somewhere. But the idea here is that you just embrace the journey of happiness and love. You will get what you need. I really feel that so strongly. The fox is at the bottom, and it's also the 9 of spades, which is the 9 of swords in this. So this fox seems very cautious about coming out and kind of exploring or going out there. You're meant to explore. You are really meant to explore right now. Actually, this is also interesting, because I want to say maybe even funds. Just, you know, it just looks like I just have a little bit here, only a little bit. That's not enough to create what I want to create. It's reminding me again of like another friend that I have who kind of lives in a community where people do have quite a bit of money and financial resources, and they don't. Her parents have helped them along a bit. And she's been really creative with the things that they do. They go on different excursions that are free. They go and see different parks and, you know, interesting, I don't know, just interesting things. They just take the kids there. But right, I mean, that's kind of like this energy. You don't have to have, I guess, as long as you have enough money for gas or bus ticket or whatever. And then even sometimes, even locally, if you don't have enough money for that, you can do, I haven't done them in a long time, but I used to do them with my son when he was younger, was those geocaching. Yeah, those were fun, and they were totally free. And there's so many of them in your neighborhood. So again, it's just people with kids, but I know that this isn't just about kids, but this lotus is about coming up out of the gunk and having a new beginning, blossoming, but leave the ghost behind. The Page of Pentacles. The Empress came out with it. The World and the Empress. This could be the rebirth of you. And it's big. It is big, so don't get caught up in your head. I mean, maybe you're feeling like you're just the page here. You don't have much. You're not even recognizing as much as you have to offer here. It's time. It's time to like end a cycle of being the page and become the Empress, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Death card. It's really embracing your divine feminine as well. 2 with the Moon as the underline, the Death card, the Tower. Could be trying to get your way through some significant changes in your life. The Devil. The 10 of Cups. See? There's no devil here. Honestly, I want to say that. There's no devil here. There isn't. There's just the potential for you to grow happiness and joy. This is interesting. Look at these 2 cards. They mimic so well. They're like having a picnic in both these cards, right? And when with the Devil, no, it's the 10 of Cups. And then here it is. This, you can call it that, like this happiness, having a little picnic, by the base of the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if it's a good thing to go to France right now. It's always, everybody's always kicking up a storm there. Funny. It's not funny, actually. No, it's not. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting because the French have always been depicted as like really laid back. Everybody conquers them, but they're just, no, they're not. No. They certainly, when they get upset, they let the powers to be know. Okay. I'm not condoning anything either. Just saying it is what it is. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. The Four of Cups and the Ace of Cups. God, that's interesting too. You know, some of you could have even felt like this. If this has to do anything with a personal relationship, I don't know. Anything from the past doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's what's showing up. There's no devil here. There's no devil here. Common ground. What is the common ground? I'll tell you right now, it's happiness, it's love. It's building on the common ground. It's not building on the things that have been the conflict or the toxic energies. It's building on the common ground of love. Love. Let's look at happiness. And this is a journey. Embrace this journey. Why does the devil keep showing up with this? Because this is like the Ten of Cups. And you got the Ten of Cups with the devil. And then you get the devil with what looks like the Ten of Cups. Why? Why is the devil here? Why is the devil here? It's the Five of Cups and the Moon. Disappointment, not knowing where that leads. Leave it behind. Leave it behind. Leave it behind, Aquarius. I know I usually say, like, you got to work that out on your own. And not, no, this is showing up as there really isn't one there. You're putting negativity where it doesn't need to be. No, that. It's your own illusions based on your own kind of sadness, maybe depressions too. It's not. No. The journey. The Eight of Pentacles. This is a journey that you're mastering, so don't be so hard on yourself too, right? And you're almost there. Wow. The Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot. Some of you, this could be going towards something new here for work. There could be something that you're struggling with in terms of thinking that you were working on something that brought you great joy. I don't know. And there's a transition between what really brings happiness here. Trying to work through that. Because with the journey with the Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot, that's honestly, you're kind of, I want to say, leaving one. If it's not a workspace and going to another one or a new job or career or something, it's you've mastered the devil. Now it's time to master happiness. Like, it's time to go into that direction. The Queen of Cups. The Three of Pentacles and the Sun. Oh, this is this is an investment that is beautiful. It brings happy, bright days. It's nice. This is building on love. And then you see things clearly. No longer illusions. The Queen of Pentacles. The Five of Wands and Justice. This is almost, to me, it feels like arguments, disagreements, competitive natures, balance in that too. How that applies, I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing here. And then the Empress. The Knight of Cups. You see, it's investment of love. The investment of love. Yeah, that is the biggest investment that you could make in yourself, make in those around you. You are not alone. To soften your grip on this idea, you are not alone. The Star, the Magician, and the Ace of Pentacles. Well, it does kind of say that either other people are trying to manifest things as well. Like you're all here together in this reading, and many of you will be resonating together. And often I see you supporting each other in the comments, which is really nice. Because sometimes when we are going through things on our own, but nobody directly around us is going through exactly our own experience or has any experience with what we're going through, you can feel like very isolated and alone in that and think, wow, it's just me. Why is this happening to me? But it's not. So A, it's not just happening to you, but it is happening to you in your unique way, which makes it very personal, obviously, right? But I do feel like too that there are others or another trying to manifest some sort of new beginning here, or trying to do that as well. This could have something to do with somewhere that you end up in life. Could be a new job, could be a new home, could be a new, I don't know, community group, could be a new school for yourself or your child. Winter, seasons, winter, the Witness, winter. It looks actually really cozy. It's been so hot here. I'm starting to have my they're hot glows right now. It's not full on flashes. They're hot glows again. It's been 5 or 6 months. So anyways, I love the winter. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Canadian and I do love the winter. Doesn't it? It just looks like fresh, minty, hot cocoa teas or coffees. It's a nice feeling to it. Oh, look it. Change your concept of this. Winter, this is not winter. You're not alone. You have the support you need. You're not alone. If you feel alone and you're trying to get a journey going for yourself, which I really see here, you really should, what you need is at the other end there. Like you're not. This is cutting this out. It's cutting it out. The Witness. The Witness, this is coming off as a very sort of spiritual guide energy. And I want to say you're not alone, so you're not. The Witness is protecting you too, protecting you, kind of keeping things equally balanced as you move forward into new beginnings, maybe protecting maybe even your funds or your money. Also, Witness in terms of the charitability that you share with others. I don't know. It's a nice energy. It really is an encouraging. This is a reading meant to encourage you. The Knight of Wands. Temperance. Right? This is changing your concept. So either you've been holding back and it's time to really start charging forward. Or either you've been charging forward and you're not confident in your direction, and it's just to give yourself a chance here to kind of balance that out. The Five of Swords, I mean, it could be cutting something out here. Opportunity. The Six of Wands and the Ten of Wands. That just gives me the feeling like you might be looking at too many of the page, right? Again, the Page of Pentacles, looking at too many, focusing on too many of the small things, thinking that there's so much that I got to do. There's so much that I have to achieve. There's so much in my way to succeed at something here, whereas to really try to cut that thinking out. This is honestly a time for growth and movement, Aquarius. The Fool. There you are. There's your card. The Queen of Cups. I love it. See, it is. It's the new journey of love. It is the journey of love. It is following your intuition openly, right? The difference to me, the Moon and the Queen of Cups. The moon is something that is not very negotiable because it's major arcana, but the minor arcana are, and the court cards as well, like to own this energy and to flow in it and with it. You got the King of Cups at the bottom. Jump in. I love it. Just jump in and absorb what's not yours, because it's not yours yet, but it could be yours in the future, like the experience, the place, the time. Jump in. The Wheel of Fortune. Time is right. The time is right. Jump in. The Wheel of Fortune. And they're both diving in. This person is diving in, and this person is about to dive into that sort of aquatic framed portal. Dive in. The Six of Swords. Yes. Go. The universe is guiding you. Do it. Go. Okay. Oh. Excuse me. I just wanted to say the smoky mirror. Excuse me. Right? The mirror. The smoky mirror, like going into. Diving into it. Aquatic mirror. Oh, is that how we're ending? We're ending with the Lovers at the bottom. Your divine choices. Your divine choices. Oh, it's beautiful. This is really, at first, you know, I'm pulling the cards out, but then within just seconds after getting all the cards out, I said, oh, wait a second here. No, this is a really beautiful message. All right. That's what I got for you, Aquarius. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to continue to use the same decks that I used on YouTube. The underline will get shuffled back in. What's on the table here will stay, but I'm going to use those same decks. We're going to kind of just keep it open. They've been really interesting this week with your starseed family, just for them to continue to talk to you on the other side. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.